Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Traps Tuesday Toots. Today we are going to talk about repeaters. So, last time we talked about redstone dust and how it works. So now we're going to get a little deeper into repeaters. A reminder, repeaters will take a weak signal and make it strong again. So, since redstone can only go 15 blocks, when you need to extend it beyond 15 blocks, you can put a repeater in, and that will strengthen it and make it go another 15 blocks. So every time it gets a signal of any strength, it puts out a signal strength of 15 from the repeater, which is very handy when you need to travel a further distance. Also, we did talk about tick delay. Repeaters do, in fact, add delay into the redstone signal. As you can see here, this light always turns on and turns off after that one. You can actually vary the amount of tick delay by changing the position of this second torch by right-clicking on the repeater. That allows you to line up circuits and make things happen at the time that you want inside of the system. Minecraft works on a 20-tick cycle per second. However, redstone works with basically 2 ticks is 1 redstone tick. So, this repeater is currently going to delay the redstone by 2 game ticks or 1 redstone tick. If I move this out, this would then be 8 game ticks or 4 redstone ticks. In order to get a full second of delay, we would need to go ahead and have, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 game ticks, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 redstone ticks of delay. And so now this should take 1 extra second to turn on. Now, if we double that, we get to 20 redstone ticks, or 40 game ticks, which should now be 2 seconds of delay. Now, something that's interesting about redstone is you can see this redstone points into this full block, and this redstone comes out of this full block. If I press this button, nothing will happen. These first 2 redstone dust will light, but the rest of them won't because they don't carry redstone. However, in this situation, we'll see that the light does, in fact, turn on. Now, that's because this powered block is actually able to be detected by this repeater, which will pull a full signal strength out, because this does have some power in it, and redstone repeaters are able to pull signal out of a block that is powered. So that allows that lamp to turn on. Now, in this setup, it also will turn on, even though in this setup, the redstone repeater is before this block. A block that has full power, i.e. directly powered from a button, a lever, or a repeater, so it has a full signal strength, actually can send redstone signal out a redstone line, even if it isn't powered by a repeater on that side, as long as the signal coming in is full, i.e. this button also will actually activate this redstone in the same way that this repeater activates this redstone, powering this block at a full power level. Now, if it has a weaker power strength like this, where it will be 2 signals less than full power, then it won't work. And of course, not that it would be needed, but there would be nothing wrong with that, because now you're just pulling a full redstone signal out of a full redstone signal, and that, of course, will work just like this will. Now, something to note is you can actually use redstone repeaters to make a clock. As you can see here, we have 4 redstone repeaters pointing into each other, and that means that once every 8 game ticks or every 4 redstone ticks, it will get powered. Now, one problem with that is buttons cannot start this clock because they will have too long of a signal strength, and it will just turn on an infinite loop, as you can see here. By the time that turns off, the power has already gone completely around, and now there's no turning off. It's just on forever. Basically, until this redstone gets broken. However, if you do something like place a redstone torch and break it, or in this case, I can just flick this lever on and off, then you can actually start a clock. Now, you will see that some things don't get powered as you would expect. However, some things do. So redstone lamps will actually just stay on, even if it's getting redstone pulses, as long as they're fast enough. Now we can slow down that signal by extending the length of those repeaters, which actually will just slow down the clock, as you would expect. However, if you do slow down the clock enough, you will find that you could start it with a button. Basically, the time it takes for the redstone to come out of this repeater needs to be less time than the button. And we'll go over the button timings later, and actually different buttons have different timings. But we'll talk about that when we get into buttons. The big thing to note is the signal strength, or the signal coming in, has to reside for less time than the cycle of the system. The next thing we're going to talk about, we did discuss in the first video, but we're going to repeat it here. Basically, repeaters can lock other repeaters. As you can see here, this door will open from this button because this redstone is coming across and powering this block, which opens the door. However, if this repeater gets powered, you'll see this turns into a bedrock-looking bar. That means that this repeater is locked, which means that we cannot, in fact, open the door because that repeater will not take in the signal and pass it on because it's locked off. Now you actually can lock on a repeater as well. I'll go ahead and turn that there. And now, as you can see, that is again locked. So even if I break the lever completely and this has no signal, the door is still locked open because this is still outputting signal because, again, it is locked until we turn off the power and unlock it. One thing to note, it does have to be a repeater. As you can see, if I run redstone signal into the side of the repeater, it does nothing. There is no locking from redstone signal. It has to be a repeater to lock it. The next thing to note is one use you can use repeaters for is directionality. With the repeater, the power comes in this side and it comes out this side. It can never come in this side and go out that side. It will always flow in just one direction. So if you want signal to flow in only one direction, you can do that. Quick example of that being, if I turn on either of these levers, both lamps turn on. However, if I wanted the left lever to turn on both lamps, but the right lever to only turn on the right lamp, I could do this signal right here. And as you can see, there is one tick of delay there, but this will turn on both lamps, but this will only turn on one lamp. One thing to note when we're talking about the delay of repeaters, 4 ticks of delay from one repeater is the same as 4 ticks of delay, one from 4 different repeaters, which is interesting. And as you can see, those turn on and off at the exact same time every time. That said, one other thing that repeaters can do is extend redstone pulses of 0 ticks. So, as you can see, both of these lamps turn on at the exact same time from this observer pulse, but they turn off at different times. Now, why that is because this actually adds in 4 little bits of delay from the 0 tick. However, this only does 1 little tiny bit of delay from the 0 tick. As you can see here, 1 tick of delay isn't enough to really change anything. It just is a little bit later. So these both light for the same amount of time. However, and as does this one. But the 4 ticks does lengthen it. So it doesn't matter if you put multiple repeaters, it's going to be the same length of time every time. So even if I were to add a repeater there, that actually, because this is 3 ticks, this doesn't add an extra tick onto this one either. So this will actually turn off faster than that, but they'll turn on at the same time because they have the same amount of tick delay for when they start. So with a 0 tick pulse in Java Edition, one of the things that does happen is sticky pistons will spit blocks out. So normally a sticky piston will push a block out and pull it back. But with a 0 tick, it will actually spit it out and leave it where it is, and then the next time it fires, it will pull it back into position. So as we can see, these ones on the right, because they both still have a 0 tick timing, do get spat out. This one, on the other hand, since we have extended the delay of the signal, it will actually spit it and then pull it back, as you would normally expect from a sticky piston. Well, that is everything you need to know about repeaters. So let's go ahead and mark repeaters as being done. And we have done 2 of the items on here, and I am super excited about that. We will get into something else next time. That's going to do it for us today. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you feel like these videos are, in fact, being educational. I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you liked this video, hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to see more of these videos, hit that follow button. Take care of yourselves. Stay happy, stay healthy, and don't get dread without me. Bye, y'all.